It's Chris the Batman Statue Collector, your Dark Knight of Collecting, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. Now, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, make sure it's clicked to all, and also hit that like button. That does help people just like you find this type of content, so I really appreciate that. Now, right off the bat, you might be saying, hey Chris, what gives with the Superman shirt? You're the Batman guy, for Pete's sakes. And you're gosh darn right I am. But today we're going to be giving a little bit of love to Superman, who is, without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most iconic and loved superheroes of all time. He is beyond amazing. And of course, statue companies have made really amazing statues of him. And so I wanted to do another top 10 list. These have been very, very popular on the channel. And of course, I posed that question in our Facebook group. Now, if you're not a member there yet, I know not everybody is a Facebook person, but if you're not there, please consider joining us, Batman Statue Collector, Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles on Facebook. We would love to have you there. We're a very, very positive community. Everybody has each other's backs. It is a very awesome and caring community, so please join us there. So anyway, with that said, we did post that question. What are the top 10 greatest Superman statues of all time? Because again, there's been so many. I think I posted like 25 statues, but we could only have 10. I let everybody choose their top 5. And we had a great turnout on this one. This one's been incredibly popular because there's been so many great statues. So this one was a war. This one was a battle to figure out which one was the ultimate supreme one. Now, some of these are going to not surprise you at all, but some of these picks are really going to surprise you. So I can't wait to count these down again. The top 10 greatest statues of all time. Let's do it. Alright guys, so right off the bat, we are at number 10, and I'm looking over here, we have, with 27 votes, it's the Prime 1 Studio Hush Superman, the black suit variant. Now this is a very, very cool piece. It's basically the second in a series of Hush Superman statues from Prime 1, 1/3 scale. The black suit is not everybody's cup of tea, but I have to say that this thing is very incredible. I like that it doesn't have the cape. It lets you really focus and see how good the sculpt is on the Superman figure himself. I really like the bearded head. There's multiple heads that you get with this one, but I really, really like the bearded look. I think it's really phenomenal. Again, maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm amazed that this is on the list. I figured it might be a little bit lower, but it just goes to show you how good the sculpt is from Prime 1 Studio. Absolutely a fantastic piece. And again, 27 votes, not too shabby. Alright then, so coming in at number 9, now this had only one more vote, 28 votes, again another Prime 1 piece, but this one is the half-scale Superman from Batman vs. Superman. Now this is a really incredible piece. I have owned 2 Prime 1 half-scale pieces. They're both phenomenal. But they're not for me. They're not the scale that I love. Not everybody can pull off the half-scale look in their collection. It really just is very personal. But this one is really nice. The suit is very incredible with that cut-and-sew element. You have the great Henry Cavill portrait. I do feel like they've improved that portrait since this one came out. This one's about 3, maybe 4 years old at this point. But it's still really great. Great base with the light-up feature. This is definitely an iconic piece, especially if you're a Henry Cavill fan. I just like it. I think it's really good. It's not for me, but I can see definitely why it made the top 10 list. Really awesome piece. Alright, so then coming in at number 8 with 31 votes is the XM Studios Superman. Now this is a really cool piece too, but I was a little bit surprised that it was this high on the list because it is a smaller scale. A lot of these other ones are way big, you know, that 4 scale or that 1/3 scale, so this is a little bit smaller, but it's still a really cool piece, and it's really neat because it has that really nice ice base, you know, Fortress of Solitude, which is really nice. This one maybe doesn't have quite as much detail as some of the other ones, but obviously it definitely has a fan base here with number 8, and XM, of course, does great work. They put out great products, and so this Superman, maybe it's not my personal favorite, but it's still a great piece, and it's more of that budget series, which maybe that's why it was a little bit more popular on this list. But again, I tip my hat to XM. People love this one. Alright guys, so coming in at number 7 is literally a new kid on the block with 34 votes. We saw this one at Sideshow Con. This is, of course, the Christopher Reeve premium format. And this one I think is going to be a big hit for Sideshow. The fact that he's already on the list and he was just shown, that says a lot. This is an iconic character. Love the 80s movies. It's still a little cheesy to me, which makes me love them even more. But this is Christopher Reeve. This is phenomenal. This looks just like him. It is great. It's a very simplistic base, of course. And a cut and sew element. I know not cut and sew is not everybody's cup of tea, but of course I know that Tim at Sideshow does an amazing job with that, and it just looks superb, absolutely superb. The head sculpt looks phenomenal. I just think this is going to be a big hit. I didn't really care for the one, the original one that they did years ago. Of course, it had some issues with some plastic and things like that. It just, people were upset by certain things on it. But this one, I think, is a home run for Sideshow. I think that obviously, with them already being on a list, like I said, this is going to do a really good job for them, and I'm really happy for collectors that really wanted this iconic movie character, because again, how could you not love this piece? It's really, really fantastic, right? Okay, so let's move on to number 6 then. Number 6 with 36 votes is the Iron Studios Superman 1/3 scale. Now this one is an incredible piece. This one I don't love though. It's never been one of the ones like I was drawn to. So I was really a little bit surprised that it made this high up on the list at 6. But it's still an iconic piece because it's that classic comic book. I didn't really feel like the head sculpt necessarily was as Superman-like to me, but I find that with a lot of the Superman things. Like I have this image in my head of what it should look like. But they've made a couple variants on this. I love the base. It's really cool with the Fortress of Solitude. Just a really fun and dynamic piece. And again, at 1/3 scale, it's a large piece. Had a good price point on him, I think. And of course, Iron Studios does tremendous work, so I could see why this one was popular just in the fact that it's such a big, iconic piece. Again, maybe not my favorite not my cup of tea necessarily, but I'm happy for collectors that love him. And again, I'm glad he made the list. All right, guys, so then coming in at number 5, we're down to the top 5 here. With 40 votes this time, the Sideshow Collectibles original Superman Premium format. Now, believe it or not, I actually owned this piece. Years ago in my old house, I had this piece before I moved up to the Batcave. And this piece I loved. I thought it was really fun. I've seen some different versions of him where some people like made their own capes and things like that. I think they all look good. But I think that this piece is very iconic. And I still feel like this one very much holds up. It was a heavy piece, it had a nice blue base to it. The colors really popped on it. I thought the head sculpt was really tremendous. I really liked everything about that piece. And I still, like I said, I still feel like it really holds up. It's harder to find these days. I don't ever see them really for sale very often. But if you are a Superman fan, I think that that's one you should own because I still feel like it very much holds up, and it's a great, great statue. So I definitely understood why it made the top 5 for sure. Absolutely. Let's move on to 4 then. So number 4 with 49 votes, so 9 more votes than the last one. This one is a little controversial, I'm going to be honest, because, and I didn't even know this, but this is the Prime 1 Studio 1/3 scale Cyborg Superman. I didn't realize that that was not Superman. That's a whole nother character. Now, of course, he looks like Superman, but obviously, with that aside, people still voted for him. Again, 49 votes. The people really liked that Prime 1 Cyborg. Now, this thing is if I was going to buy a Superman statue, this is probably the one I would get because I think it's so interesting looking. It is dynamic. It's massive. I love the pose. I love the face sculpt on it. I just think it's awesome. I absolutely love this. From the moment I saw it, I'm like, that is a badass Superman, even though it's, I guess, not Superman. But again, I'm not a giant Superman fan, so there's a lot of experts. I'm going to leave it out to you guys. So anyway, but this is a fun piece. I am glad it made the list because I think it's incredible. And I tip my hat to Prime 1. I think it is a hit for them. I hope collectors really like this one. I don't know if it's a big seller or not, but I love it. I think it's phenomenal. All right, guys, so now coming in at number 3. Now, the last one had 49 votes. This one jumps up to 74 votes. So we're getting into the really big totals here. 74 votes for the Sideshow Collectibles Modern Premium format. Now, this one, of course, is very, very good as well. But this is one that I never really connected with. I think it's really well done. And actually, the longer I go from the time it was released, so like now, I appreciate it now way more than I did then. There were certain things like I thought maybe he should be bulkier or maybe the face sculpt wasn't quite right. But it's really grown on me a lot. And it's a really great piece. The colors are really good. It's very well sculpted. It's dynamic in the fact that it's, he's got that floating effect. I think it's really good. I really like this one, and I can definitely see why it made the list. Now, again, this is a fairly new piece, but obviously collectors have spoken. It's a fun one. All right, guys, so now we are down to the final two here. Again, a lot of votes here for these. I want you to guess. What do you think the last two are? See if you're right, because they are both incredible. So at number 2 with 92 votes, 92, is the incredible Sideshow Collectibles Call to Action Premium Format. This, of course, is that one where he's ripping open the shirt. I love it. I love both options. You know, you have the classic Superman, or you have that fedora with the glasses. This piece is about as iconic as it gets. And I really liked this piece when it came out, but then whenever we saw it in person at Sideshow Con, it just blew me out of the water. I do feel like it is one of the greatest Superman statues of all time, because I feel like the pose is just so incredibly iconic. It is fun. I think, I just don't know. Like, I feel like, again, I said that same thing about the Cyborg Superman. I feel like if I was going to get one, this would definitely be one of the possibilities, because I do think it's phenomenal. Maybe it's one that I'm going to try to review for the channel. I think that would be awesome. It's just so great. It's so iconic. And if you have this one on pre-order, guys, I'm so happy for you. It is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal piece. I love it. Okay, so we started out at number 10 with 27 votes, right? With the Prime 1 Hush Superman Black Suit. Coming in with 190 votes. 190. Prime 1 Hush Superman. 1/3 scale, without a doubt. Was there any doubt on this list, really? I mean, come on, let's be honest. But 190 votes, I think that's the most votes that we've ever had for one single statue on this channel. It is incredible. Hush Superman. This thing, beyond iconic. 2 versions. Sculpted cape, fabric cape. Are they both amazing? Yep. Some people will argue one is better than the other. I actually had this one on pre-order, guys. I did. I canceled it. Do I regret it? Sometimes. Sometimes I do. Because it's so iconic. It's massive. It is one of the biggest statues you'll have. The base is massive. He's just so stoic and so iconic. And the way that they mounted him off this pillar to make him look like he's floating there, absolutely fantastic. You can have him looking out. You can have him looking down. Every way you pose him is just as good as the last. Every collection that I see him in, I'm blown away. I really toiled at the time, thinking, you know, that's going to be a lot of red. Your eye's just going to go to him in the collection. If I had more room, would I consider it? I think I would. I think I would. Because that piece, I don't know if you need another one. I don't know if you need another statue if you have that statue. It is just that incredible. Again, if you don't have as much space, go back to that Call of Action, because it's phenomenal too. But this thing, if you're a fan of Jim Lee, and you don't even have to be a fan of Jim Lee, if you're a fan of Superman, and I know that this one's very difficult. Some people still are selling it, but it's sold out, long sold out. But I can see why it's so incredibly popular, because it is so well done. Absolutely phenomenal piece. So that's our top 10 list. I want to know your top 10. Or maybe if you don't want to put all 10, put your top 5. But let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think of this list? Do you agree with it? Would you definitely rank them in different orders? Do you think the Prime 1 piece being at 190 votes is overrated? Or do you think it's right on the money? Me personally, I think it's right on the money. But I want to know your thoughts down below. I'd love to read them. And just thank you guys for spending the time with me. Again, thank you so very, very much for being here, for being a subscriber, for being a viewer, for participating in the comments. Thank you for our members that are part of our membership group. Thank you so very much for that. And also thank you for everybody that's bought the Brotherhood of the Bat shirts. I really appreciate that as well. Anyway, we'll be back soon with another video just like this. Let me know maybe which statue you would like me to do. We've done Batman, we've done Harley, we've done Joker, we've done Superman now. What other statues would you like us to do a top 10 list on? I would love to know your comments on that as well. As always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you right here in the Batcave. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.